This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Some of you may have heard about what's going on with the broken Galaxy Fold displays, and it's not out in the public yet. It's in the hands of a few YouTubers, reviewers, and some journalists. So I was just scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I'm just looking at one post after the other about Fold devices breaking in 48 hours or even as little as 24 hours. So immediately I was concerned because I pre-ordered the other night because Samsung didn't send me a device, so this has nothing to do with Samsung, but I was willing to spend that $2,000 because it's really expensive, but this is a brand new form factor. This is a Gen 1 device. I'm genuinely excited to test this out because I think this is the future. I think this is where smartphones are gonna go. So after looking at all of the posts, I think there's a pretty simple explanation of what happened, and I think it's a mixture of miscommunication and some hardware failure. So I'm gonna break down what actually happened, and then if we should be afraid as customers of buying a Galaxy Fold. As of this moment, the Galaxy Fold is not available to the public quite yet. It's coming out at the end of the month, so only a few reviewers and some journalists have them. And what I saw was the common miscommunication is that there is a thin protective layer that's on the top of the Galaxy Fold, and a lot of people thought that they were screen protectors, so they were peeling them off. It was a little bit harder to peel off than normal, but people were doing that, and that would break the screens because that's a part of the screen. So here's the miscommunication part of it. Des from T-Mobile posted out that there is a warning sticker on the front of the display on the retail boxes, but all the reviewers ended up getting a box that didn't have that on there, so they didn't know. They had no clue that this wasn't a screen protector, so when they pulled it off, it broke the screen. So if you gain anything from this video, do not remove that plastic film layer that looks like a screen protector when you buy your Fold. Leave it alone. So this was confirmed by more than a few people like Mark Gurman and even Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, that after peeling that protective layer off, it broke the screen, and now they're on a replacement. And there was a lot of people that actually posted that their Galaxy Fold is doing just fine. People like Jaime Rivera from Pocket Now, Bored at Work, and also people like the Unlocker, David Kogan, and plenty of people out there that were saying that their Galaxy Fold has been holding up just fine. So that made me feel a little bit more comfortable. And just this morning, Lou from Unbox Therapy puts out his video where he opens and closes the Galaxy Fold 1,000 times in a row. And spoiler, it does well and it holds up. So I'm gonna leave that link down below because that was a really cool test, but that gives me a lot more confidence as well. Samsung is obviously aware of this. They put out their public statement yesterday, and they're going to be thoroughly reviewing these units to see why they failed. So here's the concerning part. There were a few incidences where they didn't remove that protective film and their device still broke in 24 hours. The Verge post by Dieter Bohn, I think, was the first one that I actually saw where there was what was suspected to be maybe a piece of dust or some kind of debris that got stuck underneath. I'm not sure how that happened. I don't know if that's a manufacturing defect or whatever happened, because I don't think that display is open to air by any means. So not sure what happened there, but that was a little bit concerning. And I think the second post that I saw was by Todd Hazelton. That unit just broke with just regular use, just opening it and closing it and using it for a day. You can see the screen flickering and just freaking out right there. You can see the seam. This is only after 24 hours of use, and this thing is supposed to be rated for, I think, like 100,000 closes and opens over a longer period of time. So what does this actually mean? I'm going to 100% admit that when I first saw this on social media, I thought, Samsung is in so much trouble here, because after that Note 7 battery blow up thing, and then now with the Fold, like, is this really going to just destroy this launch? And is this phone now just dead off the bat? But the more I think about it, I really don't think that this is anything to be really concerned about just yet, because this is not happening to retail units. I think if this is happening to customers after that the Fold has been shipped and this is happening in the wild, that's something that we need to be concerned about. But you know how the news is, I felt like it was blown a little bit out of proportion, like they were acting like this was happening and it's gonna happen to you when you get your unit. It's just gonna break in 24 hours. And I don't think that's necessarily true. This is just a small batch of maybe pre-production units that were out. So if this does happen in the wild, then I think we should be concerned. But I think for right now, we really need to just see what happens. So don't get me wrong, there is some evidence here that should raise some eyebrows, and if you are concerned about it, I don't blame you at all. And if we're having a real discussion here, we knew that Samsung wanted to be the first to the foldable market because that's one thing about tech companies, right? They need to flex and they need to be the first at bringing out tech like this, and they wanted to beat Huawei to the market. I thought something like this and publicity like this would actually kick back launch a little bit, but it looks like Samsung is moving forward with their launch and they want to get this into people's hands and they're confident about it. So I think that we should wait to see what happens because I have not canceled my pre-order. I'm waiting for it to come in. I'm still excited and pumped about getting the Galaxy Fold. So I think that if this is widespread through the customer's hands, we definitely have something to be concerned about. But if this gets released and these problems don't happen out there, we should be just fine. So I am hoping that this does not happen to the customer devices. So I want to know from you guys, are you concerned about the Galaxy Fold screen issues? And do you think this is an epic fail? Or are you going to just press on with your pre-order because this is the coolest device you've ever seen? Let me know in the comment section below. And I want to thank today's video sponsor, Squarespace. If you're looking to build any type of website or online store, then you definitely need to know about Squarespace. It's really easy to use. They have beautiful templates that you can choose from, so it can fit any type of online store or website. Doesn't matter if it's a side hustle, doesn't matter if it's a main business, you can definitely build it with Squarespace. I have always wanted a website to supplement my video content, and I'm in the process of doing that now, and also building an online store on top of that so I can sell some of my used phones and my used tech. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I will leave a link for that when that is finished. So if you want to get started and build a website for yourself, make sure you check out the link down below, squarespace.com/DannyWinget, and get yourself a sweet discount on your first purchase. There's no reason to wait, and even if you don't know what you're doing, trust me, it's easy. You can do it with Squarespace. So stay tuned for more Galaxy Fold content. As soon as I get into the studio, I can't wait to test it, give you some real life experiences with it, and let you know if it's actually worth buying or not. So see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.